Good morning. We will do chair yoga today. You will want a regular height chair, like table height, not a bar height, just a normal height chair. Preferably no wheels if possible, and no arms if possible. If not, just be safe. Don't want you rolling around and falling out of your chair. So I like to sit on the edge of the seat because it helps me to sit up straight. If I personally sit all the way back, then I'm probably just going to lean back, and you don't really want that this morning. So if you feel comfortable sitting on the edge of your seat, go ahead and do that. Find your feet firmly on the floor. Maybe it's helpful to pick up your toes and fan them wide. Find your hands comfortably on your thighs or your knees. You can have them face down or face up. And go ahead and just notice how your body feels this morning. Close down the eyes if you feel comfortable. And notice your breathing. And maybe try to slow down your breath by counting the seconds you're breathing and maybe adding a second to each inhale and exhale. Relax the face. Soften the forehead and the space between the eyebrows. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Notice any sounds you might hear. Maybe you hear birds outside chirping. Maybe you hear cars driving by. Maybe you can hear yourself breathe. Bring awareness to how you're feeling this morning. It is now the month of May, which I personally feel is a little crazy because we started this whole thing in March. So just acknowledge whatever you're feeling, just noticing. When you're ready, go ahead and drop the chin to your chest. For neck rolls, we're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder on the inhale. Feel the stretch in the left side of our neck. On your next exhale, bring the chin back to center. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Your next exhale, bring the chin back to center. And continue to do this a few times with your own breath. So on the inhale, up to one side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, up to the other side. Exhale, back to center. On your next exhale, you can go ahead and bring the head back to neutral. You're going to inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. Do that a couple more times with your breath. So on your inhale, arms up overhead for a big circle. Exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. And one more time. Might feel good here to scoot back just a little bit. Find a comfortable seat, but we still want our feet firmly planted on the floor. If you have space on each side of you, you can place your hand there, your left hand, or if not, you could place it kind of under your thigh. And then we're going to bring the right arm overhead and bend toward the left. We want to be careful here not to bend into the shoulder where our ear is touching our shoulder, but we want to drop the shoulder and bend at the elbow. Feeling the stretch through the right side. And the exhale, releasing. Switching sides. So right arm under your thigh or on your seat. Bringing the left arm up overhead. Bending at the right elbow. Keeping the shoulder away from the ear. On your next exhale, releasing. Do again on each side. And on your next exhale, go ahead and release back to neutral. Remembering to keep the spine straight. We're going to do spinal twist. So bring your right hand to your left knee and your left arm behind you. And if you can grab your chair here, that can be helpful. You want to keep the spine straight here, not bending forward or bending backward, but just straight as possible. Noticing your breath. On your next exhale, releasing slowly back to center. And the same thing on the other side. So left hand to right knee or thigh, and then bringing the right arm behind you, grabbing onto the chair if you have space to do so. On your next exhale, releasing back to center. Go ahead and come to the edge of your seat again and spread your knees a little bit, and then we're gonna fold forward at the hips. So we're not rounding the spine, we're keeping the spine straight and bending at the hips. Maybe notice how this feels. You can drop the head and let it hang. You can move from one side to the other if that feels good. Making sure to keep our feet firmly planted, not leaning too far forward to almost fall out of our chair. Coming back to center if you were at the side. And on your next exhale, coming slowly back up. Go ahead and find a standing position. I'm going to move to the right side of my chair. You're going to bring your inner leg, so in my case, my left leg in front and our right leg behind us. You can use the chair here for balance if you need. We'll bring the right arm up overhead. You can bend in that left front leg. Maybe it feels good to rock on the back foot a little bit. Kind of stretch out the right foot. Just notice how that feels. And then coming back to neutral, we're just gonna bend to the right. Again, not bending into the shoulder, but keeping the shoulder dropped and bending at the elbow. And on your next exhale, releasing. I'm going to turn so that you can see me a little bit better. Still keeping that same stance with your left foot forward, right foot back. You can place your hand on the chair if you need help with balance. We're just going to kind of bend forward. Notice how this feels in your legs. You don't want any sharp pain, but a little bit of stretch and uncomfortable feeling is okay. On your exhale, slowly coming back up to standing. Still using the chair if you need for balance. Bringing the right leg to the left calf or shin. You could just have it on the floor at your ankle for a little kickstand, or you could place it on your calf or on your thigh. You can stay here if this feels enough, or you can bring the arm overhead, or both arms if you feel comfortable and balanced. Finding a focus point in front of you to look at to help you stay balanced. Noticing your breathing. On your next exhale, releasing slowly back to the floor. Maybe Maybe wiggle it out a little bit. Moving to the other side of the chair. So we're going to place our right foot ahead of us and our left foot back. Bending at the front knee. That feels good. And then using the chair for balance if we need, bringing the left arm overhead and bending to the right. Not bending into the shoulder, but bending at the elbow. On your next exhale, releasing back to neutral. You can try rocking again if that feels good on your back foot. Just to stretch it out a little bit. And again, I'll turn to the side just so you can see me a little bit better. So keeping the same stance, we're going to bend at the hips, keeping the spine straight. Using the chair for balance if you want. Or you can place your hands on your shin if you feel balanced here. And then your next exhale, slowly coming back up to standing. And then tree pose on the opposite side. So standing strong on our right foot, bringing the left foot either to our ankle for a kickstand, to our calf, or to our thigh. Remembering not to place it on the knee, because we want to protect the knee. You can use the chair for balance if you need. You can stay here. You can bring one arm over your head, or both if you feel comfortable. Finding your focus point in front of you to look at to help you stay balanced. Notice here how each side might feel different, where you might feel balanced on one side and not balanced on the other. That's perfectly normal. We tend to have dominance in one side of our body versus the other. Just noticing. And on your next exhale, releasing back to neutral, bringing the foot back to the floor, maybe shake it out a little bit. Coming back to our seat. Turning so you can see all of me, hopefully a little bit better. We're going to bring one foot out in front of us straight. So it might be helpful here to sit on the edge of your seat, and I'm bringing my left foot out straight in front of me. And we're going to flex the foot where our toes are pointing up. This might feel like more than enough. Like this might feel plenty of stretch here. If not, you're welcome to bend forward a little bit. You can bend at the hips. Keeping our right foot bent, our right leg bent, foot flat on the ground. Put our left foot straight in front of us with our toes pointing in the sky. Might be helpful to keep a little micro bend in the knee. We don't want to hyperextend the leg here, but we still want to feel the stretch. So do whatever feels right for you. And And then on your next exhale, releasing. Then we're gonna bring that left foot up to our right knee. Again, keeping our foot flexed to protect the knee on the left side. This might feel like enough here, or you're welcome again to bend forward to deepen the stretch a little bit. You could even pull the left leg into you to kind of reverse the stretch. And on your next exhale, releasing the leg back to the floor. Same thing on the other side. So we're keeping our left foot and left leg just neutral on the floor with the foot firmly planted on the ground. Straightening the right leg, keeping a micro bend in the knee just to protect the knee to not hyperextend. And then pointing the toes toward the sky. This might feel like enough, or you can deepen it by bending at the hips and folding forward as much or as little as feels good for you. I know that I've been sitting a lot more than normal, and my legs tend to feel really restless. I feel like I constantly need to get up and move. And even though we're not moving a lot here, we're still sitting. This is a good way to get out some of that energy in our legs if you're feeling a little bit restless. And on your next exhale, releasing, and then bring the right foot up to the left knee, keeping the foot flexed. This might feel like enough, or you can bend, folding forward. Again, noticing how each side might feel a little bit different. There might be different sensations on one side versus the other. Maybe you notice one side needs a little bit more attention. Or less attention. Feel free to release the neck here and just let it hang. And on your next exhale, releasing the foot back to the floor. Moving into seated cat-cow. Maybe you want to bend side to side here, kind of shake it out. Gonna bring our arms to cactus arms or goalpost arms. We're gonna lift the chin, bring the arms back to make our shoulder blades kind of touch as much as possible and poke the chest out. And then on your exhale, kind of rounding in, so bringing the arms in front of you, hands touching, folding your head toward your elbows, and rounding the spine. Do it again with your own breath. Inhale for cow. exhale for cat. Releasing slowly back to neutral. Bringing the left arm over across us and then the right arm kind of grabbing it to pull it in. And same thing on the other side, bringing the right arm across us, using the left arm to help pull it. And on your next exhale, releasing back to neutral. We're going to bring the left arm to the side, and you can either just keep it pointed straight to the floor, or you can flex the hand, pointing the fingers up toward the sky. And then we're going to bend our head toward the right, so our right ear to our right shoulder. And this can feel like enough here, or you're welcome to bring your right arm and place your hand kind of gently on top of the head just for some extra weight. We're not pulling down on the head, we're just placing it there, kind of to add some extra weight and deepen the stretch. Feeling the stretch all the way from the tips of your fingers on the left side, all the way up your arm, up your shoulder and your neck. Noticing how that feels. And your next exhale, releasing back to neutral. Same thing on the other side, so right arm out. You can point the fingers straight, or you can bend at the wrist, pointing the fingers up toward the sky, and then bending the neck to the left. You can stay here or deepen it slightly by bringing the left hand to place gently on top of the head, kind of as an extra weight. Noticing how this feels on the other side. Noticing your breath. And on your next exhale, slowly releasing back to neutral. Finding a comfortable seat. Preparing for final rest. So might feel good to lean back in your chair this time. Placing the feet firmly again against the floor. Feeling the earth beneath you. Placing the hands on the thighs. Closing down the eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Bringing awareness to how your body feels after moving a little bit this morning. Notice your feet touching the floor, your body sitting in the chair. Just breathing here. letting any thoughts that are distracting you or coming into your mind float away. No need to focus on those right now. They'll still be there when we're done. Slowly inviting movement back into your body. Could pick up the feet and roll the ankles, roll the wrists. Move the neck side to side. Slowly opening the eyes, inviting light back in. Sitting up straight. Bringing the arms overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Namaste.